Hi, Gilad.
Hi, Polina. How are you?
Hey, good. Nice to see
All
you. Where are
right.
you calling from?
I'm calling you from Israel, actually.
Oh, cool.
I saw that you have already experience in interviewing Israeli business owners.
Yeah, I met a lot of them at Sellerfest Israel in July, but I didn't see you there.
Yeah,
Were you there?
I was there. I was there. I was just popping in and out. I was in your lecture, though. It was very interesting, though.
Oh, cool.
But we didn't have a chance to talk. It was just a quick coming in and out, and that's it. But hey, this is what we're talking now.
I know. Actually,
And
I was just.
we'll
Huh?
meet again, actually. We'll meet again, actually, in March in Prague. I see that we're both speaking over there in the event of Augustus.
I know. I was just recording with Augustus a video about the event, and then you were there as well. And I see you here, and he was saying that's the guy who has the VA's company, especially for Amazon sellers.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's a
It's
nicer photo than, than reality, but that's me.
It's interesting convenience that the same day that I talk about you with someone else, then we actually get a meeting done as well. That's cool.
Yeah.
So what
So
do you
I'm
actually
happy
do?
to
I,
talk to
I
you.
was a little bit looking you up. I just sent you a invite on LinkedIn to connect. So
Yeah, I just saw it. Actually, I just confirmed it.
VA Philippines. So you're not an Amazon seller yourself, are you?
Actually, I was an Amazon seller myself. Now that we're still selling on Amazon, but it's taken care of by another party of that's taking care of it, not me. But it all started from there. I started as an Amazon seller, and as an Amazon seller, that his business grew. I started in 2015 selling on Amazon, and the business grew, and I needed more, and it took more and more of my time, and then I realized that I needed a VA, and this is actually how it all started. I took a VA together with my wife. We both run this business, and we needed a VA to help us with everything, and it was a complete disaster. and,
No.
uh, and
Why,
this is how it
why,
all
what
began.
went wrong? Tell me more. Like what was wrong?
It in the beginning you think everything is so easy. You post an ad and then you say, "Wow, I have like 200 people just answering to me. They're all saying that they're great VAs. They're all available. They're all from the Philippines. And why not? All I need to do is now just go over their CVs and choose the best one." And it was not actually like that. It took us a lot of time to read all the CVs, to decide whoever is interesting, who is not. And then it was the part of interviewing and talking. And so it took us several weeks, I would say, just to choose the right person. And then when we chose her, I think we dedicated about a month on training her specifically on Amazon. Training her everything we knew, so she would step in and start us helping us in the business. And I would say like 2 weeks after, she just stopped responding my emails, and I
Oh no.
understood after a few days that it's gone. I will never hear from her again. And then I talked to several of my friends, and which are also sellers on Amazon. And I realized that this thing happens a lot. I mean, if you don't know how to choose a good VA, if you don't know how to evaluate if this person is here for the long run or not, then you're about to make the same mistakes. And this is where VA Philippines was created. I mean, from our bad experience, basically.
I
And
had
what
a
we're
few bad experiences too, by the way. I kind of hired someone so in total I let go like 5 people already from Philippines. Like I hired and fired 5 in my career. So
yeah.
it's a lot, and it's painful to fire and you feel like you lost a lot of time, you invested in them and you paid salaries and then you just suddenly fire,
Yeah, I
it's a big
know,
loss.
it's
If,
and
for me the way it was like this. So there was this guy who worked for me. He was managing my Amazon account. And so he worked for about a year with me until I realized that he actually worked full time for someone else as well. And then I had to fire him. And the only way I found out, because he started working less and less and less and less and giving more and more excuses. Oh, I was with the daughter. I was there. I was there. I said, okay, let's use Hubstaff from now on, track the
yeah.
time and log everything. And by accident, he tracked the time while he was working for the other guy, and I saw the link for the video tutorial. Like the guy
Yeah.
sent him on Skype video tutorial, and the tutorial I actually copy pasted, not copy pasted, but copied every letter. and watch the tutorial, it says, so hi, so as you were working with us, you know, before 2 months ago, you did that, and I'm like, what? This is not just a random thing. He actually works for the guy, and oh my God, so I just let him
Yeah,
go.
it sounds familiar.
Lost
It
a
sounds
lot of,
familiar. And it
yeah.
gives you the impression that all VAs are bad, and you will never find a good one, and you think you found the right person and it's not, and then how can you advance? And I can tell you that now, I mean, we have a full staff just dedicated on the filtering process and the screening process. So it takes us over a month of filtering just in order to decide who are the ones that will stay with us. And we're looking for so many criteria. And I would say today that the most important thing for us, much more than the experience that this VA will have or their knowledge, is their honesty and motivation and ability to learn, and also really to feel from them that they're here for the long run and that they're sincere enough. And it's a completely different set of skills to find these persons. It's not usually an interview starts like, okay, tell me what do you know about Seller Central? Oh, do you know to sell? Do you know to send messages? Do you know to track inventory? It's completely out of the question. It's not even what's relevant. What's relevant is to find the ones with the high quality that will stay with you for the long run, that are really motivated to be with you in your business and to be all in. And then you can take these people that are really few. I mean, when we start the filtering process, we get like, let's say 100 people joining in. From them, I would say like 5 will finish. So the idea is really to find the ones with the best potential and then train them on Amazon. And that's the magic that we do. So after we have we complete the filtering process, then we start to train them.
I'm super curious about that filtering process that you have, but because by now I have implemented that sort of filtering process myself. And one thing that I changed is I started hiring super young people, so very young and motivated with zero experience, and then I train from scratch. I find that is better. And I'm also looking for very, very highly technical people, not software developers, not background technical, but sort of very high aptitude for anything I give them from scratch, like find on the app that you never downloaded and figure out how to do something. And I want them to be able to figure out without asking me anything. Like they Google it up, they search it, they figure it out. And I'm looking for people who are very like technically aptitude high, so they are very, very quick to learn. But these are the only two so far, young and technical aptitude. What else could you give me for ideas?
Like, but I tell you, this is actually one of the tests that we're making when we're giving them the series of tests and the procedure of choosing who are the best ones. One of these issues will be especially to know if they can manage to find their own solution by themselves, to give them a task that they will not be able to find out, and then to see if they will manage to find a solution. If they're stuck, what they will do. So we give them on purpose like different tasks that we know that they will get stuck on, and we want to see, I mean, how they will they react. So it's definitely one of the issues. Actually, like I said, we're not looking for people with experience. We're looking for the character, but we do look for people with high level of intelligence. I mean, not intelligence, it's more about education. So all our VAs, for example, they're all graduates from the universities. They all have degrees from the universities. For us, it means that they were serious enough, to spend this amount of time into learning something, into developing in themselves. It's not somebody that young. So maybe it's different than what you're looking for, but the idea is really to focus on the quality.
Any degree, like nursing or any school, right?
Yeah, any degree. Because some people will start as nurses, and then life changes and things will happen, and then they found themselves that they can only work from home now, and they can no longer do what they did before, but they are excellent people and they have the capabilities to do it. And the fact that they did finish the university with a degree, it shows us about their character.
Tell me more about the actual steps in the filters like you have.
I'm not going to tell you.
No?
All the steps
this is your secret sauce, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to give you, you know what, write it down. No, but basically what we do, we have in the Philippines, all our staff are from the Philippines. It's just me and my wife that are not Filipinos. And we have a recruitment person that's only taking care of recruitments. We have a training person that's only in charge of the training on Amazon. And we have a VA person that's in charge of estimating if this VA is doing good or not. So it's more complex than what we talk now.
That's interesting. I'm like very, very interested in this topic myself because it's so hard. The hiring, as soon as you start scaling and your company grows, it becomes so important to hire the right people because one bad apple can drag you down. And yeah, it's super important.
And we found also is that not each VA can do all the tasks. So we actually divided them into 4 different types of VAs. We have Amazon VAs that are all about Seller Central. Then these persons will be more customer service oriented. They will be great into commenting on reviews, on feedbacks, checking inventory, making shipment plans, all the things in the Seller Central. However, PPC VAs are completely different persons. They will come from a background of Google Ads usually. They will be more analytic kind of persons. They will love Excel and they will love numbers and they will get all excited from it. And they will be completely different people than the ones that will be all about answering customer support and helping them understanding why they decided to return the product that you sold them. So it's a completely different type. We have also social media VAs that are more. It's not really about Amazon. It's like a surrounding of Amazon to create a brand outside of Amazon. So these people will be all about social media. They will check their Facebook and Instagram. We'll see how they act in their everyday life to see that they really love social media, and then we train them on social media. So each type of VA really have his own character.
That's interesting. So as an Amazon seller, I come to you and you'll provide me like 3 VAs. Will they work full time for me, or is this going to be like managed by you, or like how does it actually work?
Well, if you go on our website, then you will see that we have these 4 types of VAs. We talked about 3 of them.
Let's check it out.
All right.
So it's VAA Philippines, right?
Yeah. So if you go on www.vaaphilippines.com, yeah, that's the one. So if you're looking at the VA services, then you can see that we have Amazon experts, PPC specialists, social media. Until then, we talked about them, and the graphic designers. They're actually ones that we do not train them to be graphic designers. We take people that already have the skills as graphic designers, but we filter them and find the ones that we know that will be good enough, and we train them only on the tasks that are related to a graphic designer. But if you can see from here, then the Amazon VAs, I mean, when we're talking to somebody, then first of all, this person has to decide which type of VA they want. Maybe they need only an Amazon VA. Maybe they need only PPC VA. Maybe a social media VA. So once they decided which type of VA they wanted, then it's up to them to decide how many hours a day. They don't have to take a VA for a full-time job. They can take a VA for 2 or 3 or 4 hours a day. And then basically they can add hours later, or they can deduct hours. So it's very flexible.
I see that one option is manage your directly, so you just hire VA through you. I guess we pay you and you pay them. That's how it goes?
Yeah.
Or if you prefer, our staff will manage your VA. So that's the part-time kind of like what you said, right?
Yeah, but that's only about PPC, because PPC is more complicated and more complex. So we give also the option that we will help the seller manage his VA better, because you need to have the understanding how to manage your VA. And by the way, we also support the sellers on that. We don't take for granted the idea that everybody already worked with several VAs in the past and they know exactly how to work with them. So the idea would be to support them from the first day of work, even before that, how to prepare for the arrival of your new VA, what you need to prepare in advance, maybe to create some videos, to create some SOPs, and then how to prepare for the first meeting with the VA, what's important for you to say as a seller when you're meeting with your VA, and then how to prepare the first weeks of working together, the schedule. And the idea is really to support the VAs throughout the process of working. And we continue to support the VAs throughout the year. So all the time we're creating more and more trainings. So it's not enough that we give them the training in the beginning and that's it, because there are always updates about Amazon, and there are always new things that we can teach them. So every month, we're creating another training for the VAs. This last month training in November, it was about Helium-10. So we understood that actually a lot of sellers are using Helium-10, and there are so many features in Helium-10 that nobody knows about, or maybe the sellers will know about, but the VA will not. So the idea was to train the VAs to know all the features that existed in Helium-10, so they can serve their VA, their seller better. They can work together as a team. And so every month it's another topic, either updates about Amazon, either a new training, and we continue to support the VAs on that.
Cool. Were you running this training yourself, or Bradley did it, the Helium-10?
We were in contact with Helium-10, not with Bradley directly, but there was somebody on his behalf that gave us a lot of information, a lot of knowledge on Helium-10, some videos that they shared with us, and then after that we created our tutorials and gave it to the VAs. And in the end, we actually even give them a test to see that they actually learned everything, and then we report to the seller. We're happy to announce to you that your VA just finished the training about Helium-10.
This is great when you are teaching them to use the best tools like Helium-10 keywords. You know, like 90% of sellers are using those guys. I've even heard my friend Yana at one of the conferences said, "Oh, so I just cerebroed this keyword." I'm like, that's a verb now, you know, it's just it's a tool that is Helium-10 has, like Cerebro. So she said, I cerebroed that keyword. So it's like awesome. You know?
But it's changing all the time. You have to be updated all the time with this vocabulary, because all the time there are new updates, new software exists. But our training are not only about softwares, it's also about new skills, and sometimes using it's mostly about software, but it's not just to know how to use a specific software. 2 months ago we gave a training about chatbots. So chatbots, the idea was to teach them in the general idea of chatbots, what it is, how to use it, how to create it. We use ManyChat as a tool, but the idea was for them to understand how they can help their seller work better with using chatbots.
This is great. So what about new VAs then, which join you now? And do they watch the old trainings? Like, what's your process on that?
Well, we have the basic training that we always send our sellers when they communicate with us. We give them the basic training that we give to all our VAs, the Amazon VA. Let's talk about the Amazon VAs, because that covers most of the Amazon part. So we give them the syllabus of all the training, which includes a lot. It includes all the customer service part, reviews, feedbacks, emails, refunds, and management of the inventory, shipments, and so on. And then we give them also a list of all the training that we did until now. And then it's up to them to decide, because maybe they don't want. We can also tell them which training the VA already passed, and maybe it's like you said, maybe it's a new VA that did not pass all the previous training, and it's up to the seller to decide if he wants the VA to do it or not. All these trainings are always free for our members of the community, so they can just choose whatever they want, and then we'll make sure that the VA will go through these trainings.
Oh, this is great. You do a lot of work for me, I guess, because otherwise I'd have to train them myself, like every VA that I get. This is cool.
Yeah, and also every time there is an update about Amazon, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Amazon came up with the beta called Amazon Posts. So you can now start to post. It looks like Facebook inside your listing. So you can write a post and add photos, and it will appear on your listing on the mobile, and also on your competitors' listing as well. So this is a great supplement that Amazon added, and we took it. We created immediately a training for it, and then we taught it to our VAs, to our social media VAs actually. So so they will be also able to tell their seller, look, there is a new feature on Amazon. Would you like me to start posting also on the listing every day?
This is great. I'm just suspicious. Was my VA working for you guys? Because he would come up with some great ideas like, oh, this is new. I know about that.
Who is your VA? Who is your...
Oh, this is cool. So is there, so are they more expensive VAs then? Because you do the pre-vetting, which is a big headache. and training as well. So are they much more expensive than comparing to if I would just get them on Upwork myself?
Well, I don't know what are the costs exactly on different places. There are so many places you can find VAs today, and everyone is charging whatever they want. So the cost for us depends on the type of VA. It varies from $5.50 an hour to an Amazon VA to $7.50 an hour to a PPC VA. Social media VA is $6 an hour, so it's definitely affordable and not prices. And it includes all the extra trainings and the support, and there is a one-time payment that you pay for the VA in the beginning when you started the process with us. It's a $180 that you pay only once, and after that, that's it. I mean, if you decide to change the VA, if in 2 years from now the VA got married and had kids and now she's not able to work anymore, I don't know, things happen. So we're guaranteed to give you another VA that went through the entire process of filtering and training.
Very cool. So I could have someone dedicated just for me working on my things, right?
Yeah, if you will take a VA for a full-time job. Because if you will take a VA for, let's say, 3 hours a day, then it's not even logic for you to ask that this VA will be only working for you.
Of course. And what about but still communication and everything I do directly, right? Like I still put them on my Slack and we chat with them directly. Only the payment goes through you guys, right?
Yeah, you're in direct contact with the VA. You're also in direct contact with our training manager, like I said before, that will always report to you about the new training. You are in direct contact with our VA's manager, that if there is if there is a problem with your VA, you're not sure he or she is not responding or anything, then she's here to help you. But after that, it's completely, I mean, it's your VA. So you can work. People sometimes ask me, I see that on the syllabus there is this and this and this and this, but I wanted my VA also to do another thing. Is this possible? Can I give it to my VA? Yeah, it's possible because this VA is working for you. I mean, that's the syllabus of the things that we train them for. But after that, we put all the efforts into finding VAs that have the eager to learn more and are motivated to learn more and want to learn more. So if you want to teach them something else and they will take care of it, go ahead, and they will do great in it because we tested them on that. So obviously, they can do whatever they want.
So for Amazon sellers, the biggest benefit of working with you instead of going and finding one directly, first, I understand, is the hassle. You you do the filtering, like you said, I will not tell you my secret sauce. So you do that secret filtering that actually separates good apples from bad apples, right? And then I don't need to do it because that's so hard. And I spent so much money like on this 1 year VA. Oh my God. Every month he was getting $1,000. So I spent like $12,000 just in the guy.
Wow. Yeah, we can help you with that.
So that's one, right? You do the filtering. And then second, as I understand, they're trained. You train them with a lot of tasks that I would have had. Is there anything else that you could add? Like, what is the benefit? Like how a seller...
Well, like I said, and we don't just train them on Amazon, we continue to support them throughout the year. So if a VA is not good enough, we replace this VA. If the VA is really good and you want to keep them, but there are always updates and new things that the VA will learn, so we continue to support the VA and train them more and more, so they will become more and more professional. And a lot of times we get a request from sellers, like my VA, in my work with my VA, a lot of times I need more complicated Excel features. So is it possible for you to consider creating a training about Excel? And then we said, you know what, no problem. We created a special training about using the highest, not the highest because there is endless knowledge in Excel, but the things that are related to Amazon work, so the VA could use them in order to create for you a report in the end of the day and give you the information that you needed. So we listened to what the sellers had to say to us, and we created trainings about it. So we saved all the hassle and the time consuming from the seller and just gave him exactly the training that he needed.
This is great. So if people want to contact you, how can they reach out to you?
Well, they can reach out either from our website that you showed. I see this. It's going.
I see one around you too.
Yeah.
We're talking about flies.
It's the same one circling around. Yeah. So you can either contact us on our website, www.vaaphilippines.com, and I can send you the link after. And or you can just write me an email to Gilad, Gilad, at VAAphilippines.com.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for coming to my show today. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'm
Thank
still
you for
super
having me.
curious about the secret sauce that you have, and that's
I
what
think
makes
we'll
me
talk
so
again. I
interested.
think we'll talk again. We'll have plenty of time to talk in Prague. I think it will be interesting.
We have to talk. All right, take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.